dinner. I kind of feel like I have my life together. I have my meat thawing out in my sink all day. I cleaned my baseboards earlier. And I printed out the recipe for tonight. Something about printing out a recipe and not jotting it down in my chicken scratch just makes me feel like I'm a real mom. Like I have my crap together, even though that's not the case at all. Okay, so tonight we're making creamy coconut lime chicken. Actually know the proper name because it's right here. So this is everything that you're going to need. Flour, brown sugar, some oil, chicken broth, some coconut milk, green onion if that's your thing. It's just like to top with some limes, garlic, cilantro. I know this is a polarizing herb, but it is so good. I find myself craving it. Oh gosh, it's delicious. And then some salt and pepper. Oh, and of course, some chicken. I always do chicken thighs because I just think they're so moist and juicy and you can't really overcook them. I've never had a bad chicken thigh, I'll say that. First, oh, look what I just saw. A marker without a cap. I swear. I swear. By the moon and... Okay, I know who did it. Spoiler alert, it wasn't any of my children. What am I cutting up? Okay, some cilantro. We're gonna get this chicken cooking. How much do we need? A 1/4 cup of cilantro plus some more for topping. So I'll just take a good handful here. I have seen some people take the leaves off of cilantro. You guys, next time you buy some cilantro, I challenge you to eat the stem. There is so much flavor in the stem, so you better believe I am cutting that crap up. I'm getting every penny out of my cilantro. It's good enough to me, and then it calls for 1 clove of garlic, but you guys know I always do more than that. You know, it's like how much flavor are you gonna get out of just 1 clove? But also, is it worth my time and effort? The jury is still out. You know what? There are so many benefits to garlic. Oh, I'm gonna tell you some of them right now. Okay, what are the benefits to eating garlic? Well, I bet you guys weren't expecting a little health lesson right here, but I just asked Google what some benefits of garlic was, eating garlic, and you guys know I always trust Google, you know? Apparently, if you eat garlic, you're going to die. There's Dr. Google for you. I'm just kidding. It's known to lower blood pressure. It has compounds with potent medicinal properties. It also has high nutrients with low calories. It combats sickness, including the common cold. And it's known to improve your blood pressure. All good things, right? Also, I definitely wrote those down as my machine was spouting them out to me. I said, hold on, Google, I need a pen. It didn't stop. Okay. Now that this is ready, we're going to head to the stovetop. No, we're not. No, we're not. I'm taking a 1/4 cup of flour, and that's actually a 1/3 cup because I always tend to need more. And I'm making, you know, more than the recipe is calling for. So you combine the flour and the cilantro together. Seems a little weird. I almost forgot an ingredient. It's actually not on the ingredient list, so I don't even fault myself for forgetting it. Coconut oil. Well, let's go to the stovetop. Bring it to the stove. A little bit of coconut oil. Well, maybe a little more. And a little bit of avocado oil or any oil that you like. Well, that's a lot bit. Oops. Also, preheat your oven. Oh boy. Oh boy. Sounds like something's happening, but nothing's happening. Oh, almost got it there. Hey, oh, slow cooker. I don't want that. Also, I have a convection oven. I hear a lot of you people... Oh, come on. Oh, is this the last days of my oven? Oh boy. Oh boy. It's not working. That's the cook. This is cook. This is bake. That went out a long time ago. And then I have convection cook. Because I have a convection oven and now that one's not working. Oh, mother. Success. Oh boy. Now my 4's not working. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe the 3 is. Oh no. It went away. Okay, here we go. 400. Oh, now the 1 is going out. Oh, the 2 works. Yeah, 422 degrees. We're gonna do it. Okay, I've got my oil going. This is my flour mixture, and I'm just going to dip my chicken into the flour mixture. Yeah, this is definitely not enough flour for me. I like to double dip, because that's my style. And I'm gonna cook in batches, mostly because my pan is just not big enough. I also feel like, oh, we want a high heat, because we're really just searing the outside and then it's gonna go in the oven to finish cooking. So this should only take a couple minutes on each side. And you know what, with recipes like this, I typically just I skip this step and just throw it straight into the oven, and it comes out just fine. But I figured since we're hanging out together, we could be a little fancy. The coconut oil in here is really doing some magical things. All right, moment of truth, if it's nice and brown. Oh, I love that color. Color means flavor. Ooh, that one could have gone a little longer. I've never cooked with cilantro in this manner. I hope it's delicious. It's only fair to also get a shot of the pretty side, right? Right, round 2 over here. Round 1 looks real nice. A little bit more oil. Okay, while I'm setting the house on fire over on the stove, we're going to mix together the sauce. So the base of the sauce is coconut milk. It is called creamy coconut lime chicken after all. Just 1 cup of this, and then I always think, well, what am I gonna do with the other cup? I've got you covered. I'm gonna make some rice. That'll be a good side dish. So I'm just gonna cook the rice in just, you know, the rest of the coconut milk. So 1 cup is about half a can. Make sure you mix it before you do this, otherwise the cream will be all at the top there, which is delicious, but for this you kind of want it all zhuzhed up. Yeah, 2/3 cup of chicken broth. I mean, I'm not measuring, so that's good enough. 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Ooh, the juice of 2 limes. Yow! It's hot! Well, this is Food Network quality, or fire department quality, I'm not sure. There's smoke everywhere. We're not done. Wow, I was just juicing these limes and the camera was not on. But what I was saying is you, instead of, you know what you can add including the juice, what was I saying? Oh, the zest. You can also really bump up the flavors with some zest. Did I just say flavors? Pump up the flavor, pump it up while your feet are stomping. It's getting a little out of hand. Of course, you guys know what I always say is fresh citrus, fresh herbs, it always bumps up the dish, but zest would bump it up to like extraterrestrial level. All right, we're just gonna give that a good whisk. I love this recipe. It is dairy free. You just pour all of this over the chicken. Do you feel like you're ruining the dish now? I kind of feel that way. But you could also make it gluten-free. Instead of using all-purpose flour, you can use arrowroot powder. Throw this in the oven, 422 degrees for about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Oh, great, I got something in here already. Don't you just love when you leave a pan in the oven? I love it. Oh, crud, guys, we forgot to add the garlic. Oh, no. Oh, no. The main reason why I didn't add it, I didn't forget, well, I kind of forgot. You're supposed to add it to the pan after you sear the chicken, but mine looks all burnt. I didn't want that burnt flavor. What's a gal to do? Okay, so I'm cooking my rice, and I'm just gonna pour the coconut milk right in there. And it would be really easy to make like cilantro lime rice. Let me just mix that in. I was gonna use my hands, you know. I feel like, could I just throw these in for flavor? 12 minutes. That's basically all I use this thing for, is a glorified rice cooker. You just hear a knock at my door? Someone's here. It's probably the fire department. I rinsed out my pan. I really want these health benefits of the garlic, so I'm just gonna cook it separately and then add it to the dish when it's finished. Well, I guess it was just not meant to be. I cooked them to perfection, but I guess the residual heat burned them. So there's that. Oh, hi, Food Network. It's so nice to meet you. Yes, as a matter of fact, I am ready for my debut. I'm not sure if you can smell this, but it smells absolutely divine. I hope it tastes half as good as it smells. I think it's like that chicken broth coconut combo, and probably cilantro too. Every aspect of this is screaming, eat me. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're about to sit down and eat, and I'll let you know how it tastes. Oh, but first, to finish it off, you take some lime juice. Well, I have to tell you something while I squirt this lime juice over. My hands are so weak. Just tasted the, what is that? The sauce. Oh my gosh. Heavenly. It's heavenly sauce, coconut, and what else is in there? Whatever it is, delicious. Throw some cilantro over top. Oh, this is magazine worthy. And then maybe some green onions. Cool. I don't think it made it look any better, but there we are. It'll make it taste better. A bon appetit. We've also got this jasmine coconut rice. Can we even call it coconut rice when it's 3 cups of rice and like 1 cup of coconut? I mean, I guess you can. You could do whatever you want. It's your kitchen. Anyway, it's rice. You guys have seen it before. My secret is I use jasmine rice. That's it. Delicious. Well, here are the leftovers. It looks like a fantastic lunch for me tomorrow. It was absolutely incredible. Everyone raved about it. Delicious chicken. We had a guest. They asked for the recipe, so I would call that a win. Wow. Another day, another dinner. Tonight on the menu, I don't know the name of it. I wrote down sticky chicken drums. So the meat is going to be drumsticks, which are over here. Not all of them. This is a crazy amount, even though we do have guests over again tonight. When I say guests, I mean like a family member or neighborhood kids, or you know, it's nothing like special. I'm not putting on a dinner party. You know what I mean? This is normal dinner. I'm just adding a few more drumsticks, a few more vegetables, a few more starches, and we call it a night. All right, anyway, what do you need? Really, for this recipe, you just need an onion, some garlic. These might be, I think this is my addition, just to top it with some green onions. I think that would be fantastic. Honey, obviously, some soy sauce. I use Coco Aminos. It's soy free and I think it tastes exactly the same. And actually better. I actually prefer this. And some cornstarch. And then for the vegetable, I'm gonna do some green onions and carrots, and probably half of this onion with the carrots, mostly because my oven will already be on for the drumsticks. So why not throw some veggies in there too? I kid you not, you guys. I just looked everywhere for this knife. And guess where it was? The first place I looked. I know, it's incredible. I'm just gonna get our mise en place going. You need 5 cloves of garlic. Some of these garlic cloves are a little on the puny side, so you know me, I always go with more than what it asks for. Let's do 8, that feels right. And I just kind of crush them down, and that doesn't really do much. So then I just cut off one end of them and then peel the top layer off. And does anyone get decision fatigue when it comes to dinner? I was texting Alex, you know, what do you want for dinner? And it wasn't even like an open-ended question. I gave him, I think, 4 options, and maybe that was my mistake. I gave him too many options, right? Anyway, so I texted him pictures and wrote out what it was, and he said, I don't care. So I sent him over like a GIF saying, help me. I was like, I don't care either. Okay, since I have that many cloves, and I also want to use this really fancy tool I have, and I don't know how to open it. Oh no, is it broken? Oh man. There we go. Hey, I bet you thought this was an accident waiting to happen. So this is pretty cool. You just put the garlic clove right there. I have a garlic crusher too, but for some reason I just can't get that to work in my favor. But 99% of the time, this thing works 100% of the time. And there they are, all the cloves. This is where this recipe gets its name from. And for the sauce, you want to chop up, I think it says 1 small onion. This is definitely like a large GMO onion. So I'm just gonna use half of it, but it says to dice it up. So I'm just gonna cut it up. Do some slits in the middle here. Okay, we'll get the sauce going and then work on the rest of the vegetables. So into a little pot or saucepan, whatever you have, about 1 tablespoon of oil. Oh my gosh, am I out of avocado oil? It's a conspiracy! Where does all the oil go? Well, I guess that's enough for what we need. So all of the garlic in here. Wait, do we add the garlic yet? Oh man, that's what I get for not reading the directions. Whatever, it's already in, and then you throw the onion in as well. I just don't want that garlic to burn, but I think it'll be fine. Actually, hold on a minute. Now that I'm thinking about it, oh my gosh, I just spent 4 hours looking for this recipe. I thought, oh my gosh, am I recreating Chrissy Teigen's like spicy jammy drummies? But this one, obviously, it's in the name, you need some jam. Instead of jam, we're basically just using some honey and My garlic burned a little. It's fine. It's no big deal. Anyway, hers called for 15 cloves of garlic, and I feel like that's a little more accurate. And maybe I should have doubled this recipe. Okay, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce going in there before it continues to burn. You know what? Maybe a little bit more, okay? We've got a lot of drumsticks to cover. And then half a cup of honey. Sweet. How about some salt and pepper too? That is not on the recipe list. Who made this? Well, actually, you know what it is? Red pepper. I just feel like that's a little bit too spicy for the kids, so I'll let this heat and kind of reduce while I chop up the rest of the veggies. So I'm just gonna cut up a few carrots and throw them on my sheet pan. And I'll probably mix them in with a little bit of onion. I cut it on a little bit of a diagonal because in my eyes, it's just fancier that way, right? It's just a little trick I learned in my studies at Cordon Bleu. I have my carrots and onions, and I'm gonna throw on some green beans. And sometimes I cut these into pieces, and sometimes I'm just too lazy. Also, washed and ready to use. What do you have to say about me now? Woo! You know what you have to say about me? Ooh, look at that bubble. That is fancy schmance right there. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a mix. And you know what? I didn't really read through the instructions, but we do have a couple more things to add here. I'm just gonna let it reduce just a little bit more. You know what's funny? Last time I went grocery shopping, I thought, oh, Kim, you don't need to buy olive oil. Oh my gosh, that's so much. You have all that avocado oil, except for I don't. So all you need to cook your veggies in the oven and for them to come out absolutely perfect is just a little bit of oil and then salt and pepper. That's it. You can add whatever you want. You can add whatever seasonings. You can add garlic in here. Ooh, you know what would be great? That's, okay, well, let's do it. Actually, I can't find anything in my spice cabinet. This is absolutely fantastic. Buttery steakhouse. I'm just gonna add some of this because why not? And it's absolutely delicious. A little more. About half a cup there. Just give it a nice toss. I'm very gullible, so I always take people's word for what it is. So when I was growing up, I remember watching Emerald on Food Network, and he was holding up like a little bowl like this, and he was saying, he was adding garlic to a recipe, and he said, I have 200 cloves of garlic here. And I just think about that probably way more than I ever should. Okay, random thought of the day. Throw this in the oven, 411 degrees, until they're done. 30 minutes or so, 25? Well, one more ingredient I forgot to tell you about is chicken stock. So you only need about a 1/4 cup of chicken stock and 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. Mix that up, get a little cornstarch flurry going on. Did I just say flurry? Sure did. I actually don't even think this constitutes a slurry because there's so much chicken stock. And then you just add it to the sauce and it will thicken it up. It's nice and thick now. As you can see, I can scoop my spoon through and it kind of leaves a line. Not too thin, not too thick, Goldilocks style. I have my drumsticks laid out, waiting to be basted. So let me grab my fancy baster right here. And as you could probably guess, I'm deviating from the recipe when I do this. So the recipe says to cook the chicken just with salt and pepper on it for, I don't really know how long. I'll link it below. I always try to do my best with that. But I feel like it would be better if you cooked it with the juice on top of it, right? Right. I also feel like I made the sticky drummies, Chrissy Teigen's, in a casserole dish and just poured all this stuff on there. And it was fantastic. And whatever was left over can be like the sauce for your rice. So kind of what I'm hoping happens with this recipe. Ugh, my phone again. Hold on, I'm almost done, I'm almost done. Are those some great looking chicken wings or what? They're all juiced up, they're ready to go in the oven, but Alex told me he won't be home for an hour, so I have to wait to put them in. Actually, there, the sauce is a little darker. There we go. That's still not like an accurate representation. Let me turn the lighting all the way down. The camera doesn't do it justice. It just doesn't. I don't know what to tell you. It looks better in real life. Hopefully they look absolutely fantastic. Hopefully they taste better than they look. when they're done cooking. No one wants to eat raw chicken, okay? But I will eat some raw brownie batter. It's Brownie Friday, we're making brownies. Salmonella, I dare you, I licked the bowl. Okay, here they are all finished. Ooh, ah. I think I'm gonna get them on a platter, make them look extra fancy, but they actually look so delicious. I'm a little disappointed there's not a lot of sauce, but that's okay, we'll get over it. Here are the vegetables, all nice and cooked, straight out of the oven. I'm laughing, we got people over here talking crazy. So, carrots look delicious. I pulled out a platter. I'm gonna try to make it look all fancy. We'll see if it works.
Delicious.
Delicious, yes, Eleanor, said it. Well, doesn't that just look so much more presentable? I also have some green onions to scatter over top of them. If they want them, you know what I mean? I'll put out some red pepper flakes. There you go. Here's some drool-worthy shots. Maybe from this side. Maybe you like veggies more than meat. All right, there it is. We're gonna eat it and I'll let you know how it is. Well, here are the leftovers. It will make quite a dinner. It was delicious. Nice and juicy. The dressing is what made it, and by dressing I mean drippings and like the sauce, but everything was good. I'm gonna have a nice lunch tomorrow. Well, tonight's dinner is a mess in the making, but I figured I would share it with you because why not? Originally, I planned on making this spinach herb baked chicken, and it looks pretty nice. And I started out with a 1/3 cup of mayonnaise, except for that's probably an 1/8 cup in there. So you guys know me, the D-O-double-G. I'm going to improvise. Maybe just add a little bit of ranch dressing in here. And I also have more than chicken than the recipe calls for, which is 3 large boneless skinless. I get a phone call every 4 seconds. Okay, and then I thought, well, what am I gonna do? I don't have any more mayonnaise. So I found this artichoke spinach dip that someone brought over the other day. Is it still good? I think it's still good. It got some herbs in there. We have some spinach in there. We've got some artichoke in there. And probably some mayonnaise too. So that's gonna work out in our favor. If you have sour cream, I'm sure you could add that in as well. And you know what, maybe a little more. I feel like if you just have this, coat the chicken in this. It's gonna be fantastic. And then you add a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. I have this nicely, freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Just give that a nice mix. That's gonna thicken things right up. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. It says herbs. Oh, you know what my herbs are gonna be? I think I'm just gonna chop up some spinach in here. My thing is, why is this called spinach herb baked chicken? And it doesn't have any spinach in it. Oh, it has spinach and herb seasoning from Tastefully Simple. And I will say, what am I doing? Nobody knows. Those Tastefully Simple herb seasonings are fantastic. Have you had the bacon? Is that the brand I'm thinking of? It's wonderful. So I'm just gonna give this a rough chop and then toss it right into the bowl and mix it up. It calls for 3 chicken breasts, but you know how we roll. The more the merrier. And also I have thighs because they're just more delicious that way. A little bit of oil. Oh, there's nothing in there. A little bit of oil, mostly just to coat the bottom of the pan. There's nothing left in there either. It'll be fine. And then just coat the tops of the chicken with this nice herb mixture here. I feel like if you could add any herbs to this. Uh-oh, I was a little too generous on a couple of these. Let's move some things around. All right, great. Look at that. She's beauty and she's grace. She's Miss United States. Quick, easy weeknight meal, that's what it's all about. We're throwing this into a 411-degree oven. I don't know until it's done. I'm also gonna cut up some veggies, throw those in the oven. You see me do it 1,005 times. Okay, so I don't feel like cutting up a bunch of veggies, so I'm just going to cook up some spinach and rice and call it a day. And the way that I cook my spinach is just with a little bit of oil and garlic. Oh crap, I don't have any oil. We'll make it work. Butter, you could do butter. Just a little dab of it, nothing too crazy. Well, I'll show you. It's super simple, but it tastes delicious. It might change your mind on how you feel about spinach. My kids even eat it, you guys. My kids eat spinach. It's wild. Well, 3 out of 4 of them. Just a touch of oil. This is mostly for flavor even. You could use water or chicken stock. Ooh, I have some chicken stock. I might add some. Oh, maybe I'll add a lemon. Well, things are getting out of hand. Just cook the garlic in the oil just to get the raw flavor out. Okay, 20 years later, we had a spill emergency at the dinner table. It's totally fine. So it's time to throw the spinach in. I am going to add just a splash of chicken stock just to get the spinach going. Ooh, is this baby spinach? What a delight. If it's any bigger, you might want to chop it into pieces because it can get a little big in your mouth. So this amount of spinach will wilt down to about 1 tablespoon worth, which is perfect. A little bit of salt and pepper, and you can add nutmeg. I think it really brings out the flavor. Okay, here it is. Looks nice. I hope it's tasty. I'll let you know how it tastes. Super simple, right? This is a hit. This is like a 15-minute meal. I mean, you had to cook it, so it's like 25 extra minutes. No big deal. Okay, my goodness. I'm cutting up the chicken just to serve. It's easier like this if I just cut it all in one swoop rather than serving it whole and then cutting it individually for my kids and ourselves. When I say ourselves, I mean my husband cuts his, but anyway, it's faster, easier this way. No need to justify, although I feel like I just did. I just took a I just took a piece because I'm the chef and I'm totally allowed to do that. It's dreamy and creamy and delicious. Definitely a winner in my book. And look at all the juices in here, all the drippings. You can totally use this as like a sauce on your rice, which is what we normally do. I'm over here making my lunch, nice and delicious. Doesn't it look great? But I thought, oh my gosh, half my day is over. I should probably get the chicken marinating. I've been waiting to make this recipe because it requires you to marinate. And while you can marinate it for 30 minutes, I feel like the longer, the better. So finally tonight we're having some cilantro lime chicken. Ooh, sounds so fancy. If you don't like cilantro, I don't know, take it out. If you don't like lime, substitute some lemons. But you guys know how I like to follow a recipe to a T. This is everything that you're going to need. Orange juice, lime juice, and I think some lime zest. Garlic, I think it called for powder, but I don't have any powder. I think I'm out of it, so I'm gonna use the cloves. Cumin, honey, olive oil, soy sauce. I like to use cocoa aminos, we know this, and cilantro. And of course you need some chicken. I only have 1 pack today because I thawed out 2 packs yesterday, but I only used 1, and it doesn't matter, use what you have. I got chicken thighs. So the first thing I'm going to do is just juice the oranges. And I'm basically just squishing the insides of this so it's good and ready to juice. And of course you can use pre-made orange juice, but I don't have any of that. Plus you wouldn't be able to look at this really cool footage if I already had pre-made orange juice. And bonus, I feel super domesticated when I squeeze my own citrus. I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. When you put freshly squeezed citrus or herbs into a dish, it just elevates it to the next level. Extraterrestrial. We need 3/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon of orange juice. That just makes me laugh. I'm just gonna juice 2 of them, and whatever that gets me, I'm gonna call it a day. Okay, cool. However much this is, it's probably close to 3/4. No, it's not. It's probably half a cup. But we're gonna move on with our day. Oh my word, 1/3 cup lime juice. That's a lot of work. Man, I just came in the kitchen to eat lunch. Okay, 1/3 cup, that seems pretty accurate. Also need some lime zest, so I'm going to, I don't know where anything is. I haven't used it. Oh, found it. I'm just gonna, this is not a zester, by the way. Yes, I'm well aware, but it's what I have and it works for what I need it to do, so great. That's finished. Half a cup of olive oil in here. We're gonna go a little shy since I was a little shy on the juices. 1 tablespoon of honey, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of cumin. It's gonna give it a nice smoky flavor. Ooh, I like that. 1 teaspoon of garlic. I'm just going to use this masher and do, maybe I will. I think 2 cloves will be good enough. And then 1/4 cup of cilantro. Oh, you guys know I love some cilantro. I think this video specifically has a lot of cilantro and lime in it, but I find that that's what I do when I buy, especially from bulk, from Costco. You have to use that stuff up. All right, give that a nice mix. And then throw in the chicken. Oh yeah! Man, I wish I had more chicken. I feel like this is gonna be a great little dish here. I have a lid for this and I'm just going to marinate it in the fridge until dinner time. For me, that's going to be at least 5 hours. Oh man, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Oh, it's dinner time. It's like past the time I should be making dinner. But great, I have a marinade. But wait, there's like 4 more recipes. There's like coconut rice, there's mango, avocado salsa. Guess what? I don't like avocado, so I'm just gonna make mango salsa. I also can't find my red onion that I bought. I'm just going to use this like crusty old onion that I found in my fridge. Well, you know what? It's a sad onion, but an onion nonetheless. So I'm just gonna dice up a little bit of this onion. Sad onions need love too, right? Throw everything into a bowl. I made mango salsa once before, and all I remember from it is that it was absolutely delicious. So I'm hoping my memory serves me correctly. I'm just gonna cut up this mango. Oh yeah, this is a good one. I bought 6 mangoes, but this is the only one that's ripe. And the way I cut it up is I just make lines, the same way you would do an avocado. Did you know you could eat the skin of a mango? Hey, good. What's the benefit of eating the skin of a mango?
Like the flesh of the mango fruit, the skin is highly nutritious. Research shows that mango skin is loaded with polyphenols, carotenoids, dietary fiber, vitamin C, vitamin E, and various beneficial plant compounds.
Man, all that good stuff, right? Too bad we're missing out on it because I'm not cutting the skin of the mango. We're just doing the flesh, which also just sounds weird, right? But if you don't have any fresh mango around you, or it's not on sale, or you just don't feel like it, the easy option. And I would be going this route if I wasn't making a what's for dinner video. Also, I don't know, for some reason, like, this just creeps me out. I don't know why. It's not logical. Alex said that it's really, really, really good. For some reason, I just can't handle that. It's like being afraid of the dark. Why? There's nothing in here. Nothing has changed just because the lights have gone off. What are you afraid of? Let me know. We're gonna do some lime in here. Just some juice. I guess you could do zest if you really wanted to, if you're getting all fancy schmance. I'm gonna seed this jalapeno. My camera's dying and I need gloves and all that good stuff, so I'll BRB. All right, I've got my Michael Jackson glove on, and I'm an idiot because I need it on the other hand. Take 2. I don't want this salsa to be crazy spicy, so I am going to take the seeds out because, well, the seeds and the veins, or whatever you want to call them, because that's where the heat lives. And I'm not here to like sweat at the dinner table, you know what I mean? I mean, I sweat at the dinner table, but not because of heat, just because I'm always hot. I sit down from like being in a hot kitchen, cooking a hot meal, and I'm like, man, is it hot? I'm hot. All right, give that a nice little dice. Slice and dice. We put it all in here. Ooh, isn't that beautiful? All right, what is it missing? Pepper. Oh, well, avocado, of course. But also, some cilantro. Makes me want to do the salsa. I mean, can you even have salsa without cilantro? I'm thinking no. You know what? I feel like I was introduced to herbs way too late in life. Like, how much did I miss out on? I'm just saying. Oh, yeah. I'm just so glad you exist. Look at this. Do we need to zoom you in on this action? Oh, a pepper, a bell pepper, that's what I need. Well, too late. I'm pretty sure I don't have any red bell peppers. All right, bon appetit. I mean, just look at how delicious that is. Oh, yes, thank you. We're not even done yet. Okay, listen up. I was not going to make the rice correctly. Oh wait, this one doesn't even have coconut rice. Whatever, I'm making coconut rice. That must be on my other recipe, but guess what? Make it once, serve it twice. That's my motto. I've literally never said that before. Anyway, I'm going to make coconut rice. I have jasmine rice in here. You can use basmati rice. I'm adding 1 can of coconut milk, full fat, because fat equals flavor. I'm not sure of the ratio in the Instant Pot. I am going to add a bit of water. Half a can. I have 3 cups of rice in here, by the way. And, you know, the Instant Pot is a little tricky when it comes to ratios and rice, because it's not the same on a stovetop. I always tend to add a little bit more. It'll be ready in 12 minutes, but really we all know that means 20. I just took a taste of that. It is so refreshing. The mango is so sweet. The cilantro has so much flavor. The lime juice, a little hint of it. Onion gives it a little cut. I wish I had gone to some kind of chef school, cordon bleu somewhere, where I could learn proper terms and properly describe how delicious this is and exactly why. Highly recommend. Well, here I am actually reading the instructions. It says to grill the mango. It says I was only supposed to use half of the marinade for the chicken. I was supposed to put some of the zest in here, some of the oil, some other stuff. I don't know. So if you want to make it the correct way, of course, I always link the recipes below. But for now, I just added a touch of oil to this, and I actually feel like, I don't know, I didn't need to, so I don't really know why I just did, and I'm just questioning my life, okay? But I did take out the good old GFG, and I have my marinated chicken hanging out in there. Doesn't it look so great? No. But I will tell you that I shook this every time I went in the fridge. So I don't know, like every hour. Oh, it's so fun. You know, every night, dinner time rolls around, and my daughter has to set the table, and every night it's a surprise. Well, you guys know about the GFG. It knocks out the fat. Actually, I don't know what it does. Knocks out, keeps the flavor. Here we go. We're just gonna put these on here. Boom. I also forgot it cooks twice as fast. Man, that looks good. Let's plate it up. I'm trying to plate it up like they did on the blog. Some people are just so good at styling food. I can try to imitate it, but it just doesn't work out. I think my plate needs to be bigger. I need some more rice over here. I don't know, what do you think? Overall, I think it looks absolutely fantastic, but it's not just about how it looks. It's mostly about how it tastes. So we're gonna dig in and have dinner real quick, and then I'll let you know my thoughts. Ooh, it smells good, Eleanor said. Yeah. Tonight for dinner, I decided to make these brown sugar glazed pork chops. Can you see that? No. Okay, great. This is basically everything that you're going to need. So just for the brown sugar glazed pork chops, all you need is some brown sugar, like how I framed it with some vegetables to try to make you think that this is like a healthy dish. I think it is. Some salt and pepper. I guess this is the star of the show, the Italian salad dressing and recipe mix. I'm sure you can throw whatever kind of herbs and spices you want into it, but this is what the recipe called for, and I had it, and I thought, that's simple and delicious. Also calls for some salted or garlic salt. I don't have that, so I just have garlic powder, and then olive oil. Pretend like that's not there. It's fine. Oh, I guess the real star of the show are the pork chops that I just threw in here to thaw out about an hour ago. The water did its job. They are nice and thawed. I'm gonna cut them in half. I can't find my tripod, so I'm just walking around the house eating this leftover from my breakfast. It is an almond pastry. Okay, nice, quick, easy meal turned into me looking for the tripod for 30 minutes. Still didn't find it, but life goes on. For the coating, you need 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 packet of this Italian dressing mix. That doesn't seem like enough flavor to me. So that's why they added 1/2 teaspoon of garlic, which is definitely not enough, so I'm adding more. And then a little bit of salt and pepper. Great. I feel like honey would be a great addition to this, but I've made honey garlic chicken about 1,000,000 times. I feel like in general, anything with brown sugar is just a crowd pleaser, you know? Next, we're gonna deal with our pork chops. And these are super duper thick, so I'm just gonna cut them in half. Gosh, I don't know, is it just me or every time I cook pork chops, they're like dry? But I bought a bunch from Costco and they were a good price, so I'm rolling with it. I feel like just cutting these, it's dry. Which I should also say, you can substitute chicken for this. You don't need pork. I just happen to have it and I'm trying to use it, you know, stuff up in my freezer. Okay, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do this. You're basically just supposed to coat the pork chop in olive oil, 1/2 cup for all of them, and then put it in the breading. This is some extra sugary breading. And then pop it in the pan. This pan isn't big enough. Oh well, call it a day, so I'm just gonna do that 7 more times. Okay, I am definitely shoving everything in here. Oh man, gotta use up every last bit of this brown sugar mixture, even though I have like 1/2 cup stuck to my fingers. That's great. Well, don't those look delicious? No? All right. Maybe they will after they're cooked. 411 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. I'm gonna cut up the veggies and cook them at the same time. And if you plan ahead, you might want to cut and cook your potatoes and throw them in the oven before you start cooking everything else, because I feel like these are going to take a little bit more time than 20 to 25 minutes to cook. Unless you cut them in really small pieces. I normally like to cut them in half, put them seam side down on the baking sheet, and that way they get nice and crispy. But like, you do what you want. You don't even have to cook potatoes if you're living that carb-free life. Moving on to the Brussels sprouts. I love to throw Brussels sprouts in my oven when I know I'm going to be turning it on because they're just so delicious. You guys have probably seen me cut Brussels sprouts a million times, but basically all I do is cut the end off, the root, and then cut it in half. If it's super big and GMO, I quarter it. Other than that, there's nothing that you can do wrong. You guys know all about it. You just coat the veggies in some oil and salt and pepper. I like to be a little liberal with the salt on the potatoes because, I mean, that's what makes it delicious. Don't go too crazy. And then to tie the flavors together, why not just sprinkle some garlic powder on that crap? Sure. Now it's empty. I just mix it all together, get it nicely coated. Don't put too much oil either, because one time I put way too much oil and the oven started smoking. So you don't want the fire department to show up at our house, okay? Unless you do, and then, well, that's one way to do it. I'm just flipping them cut side down so they get nice and golden brown on the bottom and crispy. All right, cool. Into the oven. We've actually got 418 going on the oven, 25 minutes. Take a peek on how delicious these pork look. Brown sugar glazed, what were they called? Brown sugar glazed pork chops? Garlic, maybe? Italians? I don't know what it was called. A rose by any other name. Looks delicious. Hopefully it tastes just as good. A lot of juices came out, looking pretty bubbly. I hope it's cooked inside. I'm kind of infamous for undercooking meat, but it's no big deal. I'm still waiting on the veggies to be done. So here is dinner all complete. The potatoes are nice and crispy on the bottom. If I was not holding a baby, hold on, let me see. No, it's hot. So hot, it's so hot. Ow, it's so hot. Put it down, Kim. Come on, focus. Hot. Can you see it? It's crispy. All right, you get it. It's crispy, right? I still don't even know if it's in focus. All right, you get it. It's crispy, right? Anyway, that is for dinner. Bon appetit. I'll let you know how delicious it is. All right, here we are. Done with dinner. These are the leftovers. It was great. A little overcooked. A little on the dry side. Not quite ready for the Food Network, but that's cook error. I would say with some chicken thighs, it would be amazing. Also with some rice and pineapple, gobble that up. I mean, just take a peek at it. It just looks so good. For dinner tonight, Meredith, what are we eating? We're eating tacos. You guys all know already how to make tacos. I don't need to show you how. Unless you don't know, you won't be learning in this video, maybe another time. But what I did want to share with you is I learned the secret ingredient to a really good pico de gallo. And I found this recipe for Velveeta queso, and you guys might already know how to make that too, but I never knew. And I guess there's like a multitude of recipes. I'm kind of combining some include beer, all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm just gonna keep it semi-simple, and I'm also making a smaller portion. So I'm also making turkeys with ground turkey. I'm making turkey turds over here. Turkey tacos. All right, Meredith is just having a good old time. What, Meredith? Here, eat this pickle. Pickle? No? You want a marker? No. Ooh, that's so fun. Go play. The marker's dried out, so don't worry about it. Oh, it is Tuesday. Turkey Taco Tuesday. So the other day I made this concoction. I had the massive block of Velveeta. We had a few guests over, and it was great because it all got eaten. And I thought, well, today we don't have any guests over, so no way I'm gonna make the entire concoction again. So I'm just halving it. And bonus, if you do make this cheese sauce, I guess it's just queso, right? I like to use it as kind of a dressing over a taco salad. Oh my gosh, it's delicious. Bonus points if you make it with, what's that stuff called? Taquitos? Oh my gosh, definitely not healthy, but it is delicious. Adding it to my dish over here, we've got this weird, fluffy fake cheese. Don't tell me what Velveeta is made out of, okay? I don't know. I don't want to know. Funny story. Remember how I said no one was coming over tonight? Someone's coming over tonight. Happens every night.
But they're vegetarians.
They are vegetarians, so what are we gonna do about it? I didn't plan for this. Okay, 1 can of Rotel. If you're making the whole shebang, you get 2 cans. And want to hear a funny story? When I made this the other day, literally I walked around the entire house looking for 2 cans of Rotel. I couldn't remember that I bought the huge can of Rotel. I probably spent 20 minutes looking for the 2 cans of Rotel. I thought the kids must have got a hold of it. I can't find it anywhere. They were playing, you know, it was my fault. I just was looking for the wrong thing. It's a hilarious story. Are you laughing? No? Okay. I'm wondering if I should add a jalapeno to this. I didn't the other day because they were mostly kids. I'm gonna add it. I'm going to add just half of a jalapeno in there. And I'm gonna scoot this over because we need a nice picture for Pinterest. Half of a pound of pork sausage. Or you can do ground beef. I think you're supposed to do ground beef, but it's like whatever. And then they say to add taco seasoning. I don't know. I normally don't buy taco seasoning. I just do like cumin and paprika and, you know, just all the normal spices. I make my own blend, if you will. But I'll add a little bit of this. Before we ruin it, let's just get a nice look of that. Yeah? Great. I know what you're thinking. I could have easily left the pork out of this to please my vegetarian friends. I already cooked it. So, you know, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. I'm throwing this in the oven. 411 degrees. Moving on to the pico. Of course, we need a jalapeno in our pico. And then a few tomatoes. And I like to take the juice out of my tomatoes. I just run my finger like this and get all the gunk out. I'm just adding all of this to a little bowl. And then you add just a little bit of red onion. You can do normal onion, but I think this is one of the secret ingredients. Okay, I have a little bundle of cilantro. And you know, there's so much flavor in these stems, so I keep those around. They're not as pretty, but they taste just as good in my opinion. Is that it? Is that all you add? Okay, here is the secret ingredient. Apple cider vinegar. Not a lot, just a little teaspoon. I just get a cap full in there. It gives it such a flavor. And you guys, I am not a fan of this stuff. You guys know, this is like the cure-all. They say it cures everything. I don't have anything nasty enough that I need it to cure because that stuff is so gross. And then just a little drizzle of olive oil. And those 2 things really brings this pico to the next level. And maybe that's in every pico dish, pico de gallo. I don't know. I just know we went to one of our friends' houses for dinner the other night. She made something like this. She told me that was her secret and I said, great, I'm doing it. I don't even like tomatoes. I love this stuff. So there it is. Let the flavors marinate while we get the tacos cooking. Well, the queso dip is looking really nice. I'm starting to set everything out, so I have chips right there. I'm starting to cook everything. I have some meat-free queso. Don't worry, I was kidding when I said they get what they'll get. I always love to accommodate. I have plain shells. I've got lettuce, pico, some accoutrements. More beans right here. I've been through 3 cans of beans. And then I'm cooking them 6 at a time. And I just mix the beans with a little bit of cilantro and taco seasoning. And I have rice, I have taco meat, and I have some cheese, and I have sour cream somewhere. There it is, the baby was trying to get into it. Okay, here it is. I put it all together. I still have some tacos cooking, and I have hard shells right there. That's what I like. Yes. Let me know, do you like hard shells or soft shell tacos? I think it speaks to the kind of person you are, I really do. All right, bon appetit, time to eat. Today is Brownie Friday, so I'm gonna whip up some brownies, but this week I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm going to make these lemon brownies that I saw that look absolutely delicious. And the ingredients are really simple. All you need are some lemons, a surprise, surprise. Meredith got a hold of some eggs. She started to crack them. We're gonna use those up too. Some butter, flour, and sugar. Wow, groundbreaking. You also need some stuff for the glaze, but we'll do that later. I have zested 5 lemons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Meredith. You wanna count them? 2 tablespoons in here. It might look like a little bit more. I also don't feel like it's quite enough. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not gonna mix this by hand. So I'm gonna throw the zest in there. It's a lot of zest, but at the same time, not enough. 3/4 cup of sugar and 1/2 cup of softened butter. Brownie Friday is my favorite part of the week. So that looks decent, and I'm just going to crack a couple eggs in here. A 1 and a 2, and I'll whip it. And then I have the juice of 1 lemon. It calls for 2 tablespoons, but that's perfect. I'm just gonna scrape the sides down and then add 3/4 cup of flour. Oh, I almost forgot. A little pinch of salt to enhance the flavors. A little more on this side. What is this? A single portion of brownie mix? Just gonna grease a pan. Don't mind how stained this pan is. I've tried to scrub it off. I just need more elbow grease. Of course I have to try the batter. It is so good. It's simple. It's lemony, obviously. And that's the kind of treat I like when it's hot outside. Just something with that refreshing lemon flavor. I don't know how long you cook this. I assume about 20, 25 minutes. The lemon, the sugar, So time escaped me. I actually set a timer while I was getting ready, and then you know how that works. So, you know, it's better than nothing. It's actually been many hours. I have some residual zest in this bowl. I think we need about half a cup of that. 1 cup of sugar. We're also going to get the zest, but I put it in here so I can scoop the seeds out. Okay, here, pour that lemon juice in.
What are you making?
It's just a little bit of drizzle. And you mix it. Oh, you want to help too, Meredith? All right, come on. Good helping. Good mixing. Okay, now we're gonna drizzle it. Meredith's a wild woman with that whisk. Gonna drizzle it over here. Well, the before shot looked a little prettier, but all we care about is my camera died. I got a little taste test in here. My recommendation would be to like double the batter, see how thin it is. But overall, I think it tastes delicious. More like a cake than a brownie, but I'm here for it. I love brownies and I love lemon. My kids will most likely want the chocolate brownies tonight, but I just made these to switch things up. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. If you want to subscribe, put a little happy in your day. I also share some easy, like super easy, lazy weeknight meals, dinner ideas on my Instagram. So if you want to, follow me there. Bon appetit.